What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. This is Gold Pony Crypto, and so I just had to make this video because there was a massive update today on the Loaded Lions land sale. And so if you're not familiar with that, this is essentially going to be Crypto.com's Metaverse. And so, like I said, there was a big announcement. I'm going to be getting to that. I'm also going to be going over essentially everything we know so far to date about the Loaded Lions Metaverse, more or less. So before we get started, nothing in this video should be considered financial advice. Sorry, it's been a little while since I last put out a video, but I've been insanely busy. But having said that, like I said, I could not pass this up because this is massive. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me first start off by telling you guys what you actually need to have access to the land sale. And you don't actually even need it, but if you want to have access to the private sale before the public sale, there is going to be such a thing for this land sale, and that you have to own a Loaded Lion NFT to actually take part in. So if you do want access to that private sale, go ahead and pick up a Loaded Lions NFT. Floor price has been jumping quite substantially lately based on this announcement. Loaded Lions floor price, I think, is at like $2,200 right now. Also, haven't heard of any announcement quite yet about what role the Cyber Cubs are going to be playing in this Metaverse / new game, but I hope they play some kind of a role because they are part of the ecosystem here for the Crypto.com NFTs as well. But like I said, no announcement on that quite yet. And I know what question everybody is thinking next. What is the price going to be for these Loaded Lion lands? So another thing that was mentioned in the Twitter space last Friday was that there's essentially not going to be any limit to how many lands you could pick up. So long as you own one Loaded Lions NFT, you get into the private sale and you can pick up as many as you want, as many as your bank account allows you to pick up. And so as far as the price goes, the hint has been two figures, meaning, I don't know, maybe 99 bucks max. But the way Red Falcon was putting it is don't count on that. Nothing is set in stone, and Crypto.com could very well change that if they feel necessary. So let me start by playing you a little clip that I took from the Twitter space that they did last Friday. Take a listen.
Perfect. And as Red Falcon was just going over that answer to the question, I see Kurt has requested. Kurt, do you have a third question for us today?
I do. I was curious when Sonda asked earlier for more details on the grant, and it was six figures. I wondered if there was like a ballpark range of what we can expect for the land. Previously, I'm pretty sure, if I remember reading that it was going to be in the 2 digits. Is there a range, perhaps between 50 and 80 or something of that nature?
Sorry, what, in terms of prices?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna have to wait. Yeah, it's not gonna, depending on how many, because there isn't gonna be a limit on how many, there is not gonna be a limit on how many lands people buy. So if Loaded Lions got into the the private sale, for example, you could essentially buy the whole lot. I mean, if you've got a big enough bank account for it, by all means, but there is no limit on the amount that can be bought. I can say that at least. But I won't give exact details on the pricing. Even the sort of the hints that we've given towards like the guideline prices and stuff, that's because of what they currently are internally. But as we've always said, things can always change last minute. Doesn't mean that they will, but they have the potential to. So we, again, don't want to say something too prematurely, but yeah, we've given the hints about where the price range is, and I would just sort of say, keep it as that a rough guide.
Okay, and then just to follow up. So when you
question number 4, let's go.
Someone asked earlier if there was going to be like a 1-to-1 ratio, and if you're saying that we can sweep the whole land, obviously that's going to mean there's more than 10,000 plots of land. But does that mean we're not tied for one land per lion? So, for example, someone with one lion could go and buy 20 pieces of land if they wanted, for example.
Yeah, so, sorry, I realised I had my mic on for the whole of that, which is probably quite noisy. So, let's say, for example, it doesn't sell out in the private sale for Loaded Lions. Anyone who comes into that drop, whether they have a Loaded Lion or not, can essentially buy the entire thing if they wanted to. That's going to be a lot of land, but, if someone decides to, by all means. There is going to be more than 10,000 pieces of land, because again, this is something that we hope both Loaded Lion holders and non-holders will jump on board for. So there is going to be more, upwards of 10,000.
And so the next question naturally is going to be, when is this Loaded Lions land sale actually going to take place? And so To that, I went to Twitter, and according to Shane, there of course has not yet been a date announced, but within the next few weeks here, aka by the end of November, there should be a date announced as to when that is going to take place. So keep on the lookout for that. I would probably recommend go ahead and follow the Loaded Lions on Twitter. They're of course going to be updating you there, or Discord for that matter, or just follow me on Twitter because I'm more than likely going to retweet that as well. So either way, that's a surefire way to find out the second it comes out. All right, so let me now get to the big news for today. They actually put out kind of like a blog style format on the Crypto.com website. So I'm going to read this to you guys because they officially announced how many land tiles are going to be available for everyone to pick up, whether that be in the private sale or the public sale. And personally, I think everything is going to be snatched up in the private sale because I've seen what everyone's been talking about on Twitter about setting aside multiple thousands of dollars just to pick up some land. So depending on the price of the land, it is very possible that this entire thing is going to be wiped out within the private sale before it even gets to the public sale, even in the very depth of a bear market, the very bottom of the bear market right here. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the article. I'm just going to read this to you guys, at least the bullet points real quick. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start at the very last part of the paragraph. As pioneers embracing the Web3 spirit, we invite those with minds alike to join us and build together. Turn your ideas into reality, and all you need is a land NFT. Did somebody mention land? For our first sale, we will be dropping 25,000 land NFTs. That's the big news, 25,000 right there, divided into 5 tiers of varying levels of rarity. Each tier is uniquely designed and comes with a distinctive backstory. This land NFT will be your ticket into the Crypto.com Web3 adventure, where you can gain exclusive access to future initiatives, starting with a game. Game coming soon, powered by Kronos Labs, founder of Kronos Labs being Gary Orr. The first realization in this endeavor is a step towards GameFi, introducing Loaded Lions Main City, a tycoon-style idle game inspired by the Crypto.com NFT platform flagship profile picture collection, the Loaded Lions, and built in partnership with Kronos Labs. While the Loaded Lions may be a new species to some of you, these fabulous felines have made quite a mark in the year since launch. This bold bunch have made their way to the top-selling collection spot on Crypto.com NFT, and were represented by star athletes like Joel Embiid. He's on the 76ers. He is hilarious if you ever watch him in an interview as well. As a community is thriving and actively contributing to the development of the Loaded Lions, there's no better project to lead us into this new endeavor. Stay tuned for more information on the upcoming land sale. And so that is the big news. So now we know there are going to be 25,000 land tiles, which more than likely are going to get bought up in the private round of this land drop. So make sure you own a Loaded Lion to have access to this. Not financial advice, but it's more than likely going to work out that way. Also, there's going to be 5 different tiers with various levels of rarity. That's another thing we learned here. The land, therefore, is also going to give you access to play the game. It's going to be a tycoon-style game, and there's going to be a Loaded Lions Main, spelled M-A-N-E, city. So that's what we know as of today, and so I wanted to update you guys because this literally just came out today. So when you're watching this video, it's going to be as of yesterday for you. But that is pretty big news. So what we still have to look forward to coming at the end of the month or somewhere during this month is going to be the actual price and the actual date, and possibly some more utility that is going to come with what these lands are actually going to be. So keep on the lookout for all of that. Make sure you follow them on Twitter, and that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at the bottom of the screen if you want to see different cryptocurrency updates. Be sure to hit the subscribe to the bell notification button if you're into Crypto.com, Crow, and Kronos, because that is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.